Hey guys, Happy New Year everyone. Welcome to our channel. This is Miss JD for our daily stock market insights, and in today's episode is going to be a very special one because this is our first episode for January 2021. So let's see if this year is going to be another remarkable and good year for all of us. And let's go ahead and deep dive into our stocks as we review them one by one. Before I get started, I'd like to invite everyone, if this is your first time to watch my video, consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. And let's go ahead and start our insights for the index. Well, I'd like to first of all focus on the technicals, and just to give everyone a disclaimer, most of my insights here are based on technicals using the indicators that I have, which is our Bollinger Band here, our RSI, and of course some volume in the candlesticks. Those are my bases. So this is just a guide, could be a second voice to what you already have thought of, right? But for now, let's go ahead and discuss. Let's check out our index. So we ended green last 29th of December, and with some foreign buying, I'm thinking we could be triggering a possible continuation to the upside with this kind of ending last 29th. So we had a green, so we could possibly be crossing the MA20 level. So if that happens, then that's a good sign. Volume is also starting to increase. So let us see if we are going to have some good starting point for our stocks in the index. So these stocks are the major players in the country, and you can find the breakdown of these stocks. Just Google it, and you'll find that we have around 30 companies part of that comprise the index. Okay, so overall, my 2 cents here is that the index could have a continuation to the upside. Let's start with our stocks here. So I already sorted this from the highly traded stocks last trading day, and we have our first stock, which is Dito. Dito, as you can see, we had a very bullish performance on the last 2 days of 2020. Solid green. We even reached as high as 1152, but traders took profit. And so we had a wick. We ended with a wick. But with a volume that is really significantly high, and although we're already at the overbought, we had some foreign buying, so I'm thinking we could also have some form of continuation for this week. I'm thinking we might be able to challenge the around 15 peso level. There is a big possibility that we could be challenging that as our resistance. Best outlook here is the moment we break out of this 1584, then that's really going to be a good chance that we will have an all-time high. And you know what happens when we have an all-time high. There will be no roadblocks, and it will be the market who will decide up to which point it will create a resistance level. And considering that we have a lot of catalysts, a major catalyst in Dito being the third telco, then definitely there's a big bullish sentiment for this stock. And if you're to, I know a lot of you guys are members of Instagrams, in the social feed, right? Most of the people are talking about Dito. So just be extra careful. If your reason why you're getting in is just merely to trade, always remember that the moment the stock creates that big hype, everyone's talking about it, just be extra careful, because most of these people have already entered and have already entered a good position. And if these people are traders, then chances are they could just be taking profit any moment from now. So if your outlook is just merely to trade, chances are you could be buying it at a higher level. Okay, so I'm thinking even at this moment, and by the way, I'm on a monthly time frame. There could be fluctuations, and that's part of the story. So they could be taking profit anywhere from here, and it could create some dips. So if you don't have a good base, then chances are, of course, it's what you call EBIT, right? So just be mindful of that. If you want to trade this, make sure you're able to watch the market and use a faster time frame. But if your outlook is on a wider time frame, then there's definitely a big potential for the stock to grow even higher because we're waiting for that launch of the third telco. All right. ACEN. ACEN is another big player, a promising stock this 2021. So another big date, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be January 8th. When is the SROX date? Let me just check. Capital infusion, market sentiment lift, AC Energy, stock rights offering. I know the pop-up won't show on your screen, but let me just go ahead and read this very quickly. I want to make sure I'm sharing the right date. The X date is on, let me see, if I'm not mistaken, it's January 8th. Yeah. So they have a stock rights offering to those holders of ACEN, and if you're able to gain a position, or if you are able to enter ACEN before the 8th of January, that means you're entitled to buy more shares at 2.37 pesos per share, provided you are able to enter this stock before January 8th, because January 8th is the X date. So if you only enter on the 8th, that means you're not qualified. The goal there is the first minute of the 8th, the system recognizes that you already have a position for this stock, and so you can buy. So how much should you be holding? So you're able to buy one share for every 1.11 shares that you hold for ACEN. Okay, so if you have just do the math. You can buy one share for every 1.11 shares held. So that's their you can just take a look at the disclosure 13 days ago. The title is here. Just open that. But overall, well, I was too conservative with my outlook. I said it is just going to end around 8 pesos. So, but looks like it's still breaking new highs here. So their all-time high again is 905. So we could be reaching new levels again before January 8th. But my anticipation here is that come January 8th, there's a big tendency that it'll drop because most of the people, a lot, are really after the stock rights offering, and they could be getting out after that. But if you want to see a bigger picture, because AC Energy is into not renewable energy. Yeah. So there's a big potential. The government is endorsing renewable form of energy, and so there's a big chance that it will really have some promising growth ahead of us. So that is for ACEN. I'm not plotting any resistance levels at this point. I'm just talking about the key dates that we are to consider. And if you're into adding more shares through the stock rights offering, just take note of the dates. Also take note of the date, of the X date, particularly because that could trigger some form of correction by that time. Next is APL. APL, this stock has created some news on the last few days of the year because of the possible, partnerships with foreign, they will have foreign partnerships that would involve, and let me just check. This stock is into, if I'm not mistaken, into mining, and mining, not here in the country but overseas. So I think that's the. Let me just check out, because I know sometimes you can get a lot of good stuff here on the thread of Investograms, but of course, just be extra careful when you see posts here, because sometimes people could just be hyping up things. But let's find out what's really triggering this. Let's see. ACEN. No, APL, I mean. What do we have ahead of this? Playing the excitement. Let's see. Let's find out. Okay. Either way, just go ahead and read the news. Okay, let's see. Find out some stuff here. Okay, so for this stock, I'd say yes. If this is going to, this company is going to have some overseas deals in the world of mining, then definitely this could bring some promising outlook for 2021 for this particular stock. Although what I can say here, given that we have a red candlestick here, and this kind of candlestick for me is going to trigger some slight retracement. I'd say a slight retracement because you previously had a resistance somewhere here. So chances are people will be taking profit, and there's a big possibility that it could revisit this key level and probably stay there for a few days and then continue the climb. So, but definitely, if you are to consider the bigger outlook or the bigger potential of the stock, then read. I'll try to post some stuff here about APL because a lot of people are already talking about this. But so far, don't rush because I feel that this red candlestick could trigger, a few cents of a discount. Yeah, it could give you a few cents discount, probably around the 0.10 level before it goes up again. Mary Mart. Mary Mart for me, this is a bounce, perfect bounce around the MA20 area. And so let's see if it'll respect this. I'm creating a box here because for the past how many weeks it has been moving within this box. So if you still would like to get in this stock, maybe what you can do is, if the market will give you a chance around 586, then okay, it's fine. It's still in the support level. But if you want to be sure about the momentum, then wait for it to break out of this Darvas box, and then you continue. You can probably enter when it breaks out of this box. So far, good volume over here. So 586 is our Support resistance level would be around the 642 area. So you have two options of where you'd like to enter. But definitely promising stock as well because the consolidation is happening right above here. So volume is also starting to stabilize again. While it was doing sideways, volume is starting to decline, and then eventually it's picking up somewhere here. So let us see if it'll continue to move up some more. So 586 is the support. Could be a good entry right there, or wait for it to break out. AR. Oh, AR revisited. So I'm thinking we will be uh, going back to this level. There used to be some stabilization right here. So it could be continuing to move downward some more. 0.0027. Yes. Or if you want, you can do create a Darvis bot. No, a Fibonacci retracement. Go and measure that from here, lowest point up to this point. There. So let me just remove this to be sure. There. So this is the area. It's an area, so it could be slightly higher or lower, but I plotted it a little higher earlier. So I just plotted the bottom here, which is the starting point of our Fibonacci retracement, and then put the second point over here. So because I did not consider the wick, I just used the body, so that's where I landed. So it exceeded that area, the 0.236 level. So chances are it could go back to the 0.382 level, which is the 0.0026. And if it breaks that, then chances are it can go back to the MA20 line. But overall, the sentiment for this is we could have a few days of red for the stock. PHA. PHA, we have a good bounce. This is our support. Okay, good. Nice volume as well here. Foreign buying present. So anywhere from 1 peso to 110 is fine. That could be a good area to enter. Next is now. Now it's declining. We crossed the MA20 line, so we could possibly see this stock revisiting this area over here. 4.09. Reason for that is I see support formed at this level. Several days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around the 7 days. So it could test this area and create a support right there. And then let's find out if the nearer we are to the 4.09, let's see if it is going to establish a support. Otherwise, it's going to be a different story because we will be plotting the next level as to where it could potentially drop. So outlook here is that maybe you can stay on the sidelines for now because we're still seeing some negative sentiment based on our indicators here. BDO also declined 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight days with some gap downs that happened. But good thing on the last market day, we also managed to recover with a good bounce. So that could also give us a good sign that you might have a continuation by tomorrow and in the coming days, considering we have a green engulfing candlestick. So that could already mean a bounce for BDO. Overall, if you are to look at the bigger picture, we're still at the bottom, not totally bottom. It's like it's forming a cup and handle formation here. See this? There's this letter U, and chances are it could continue to do that. Okay, so 104.47 is the nearest support I'm looking at for this stock at the moment. So let us see if our outlook is the same. For now, I'm still holding on to my position here because we have established a good base for this stock. MRC also managed to do a bounce somewhere at the MA20 line, so that's a good one. We might also see some continuation to the upside. So in case the price gives you a chance around 0.55, at the moment that is the support area I am looking at. Ultimately, I see this stock moving higher some more in the coming days. Good bounce around 0.55. Next one is JFC. JFC also stabilized and created a support around 193. We didn't have a significant change in the price, but good because it just stopped right here around 193. I thought it's going to go down even further, but good thing on the last day of the year it ended green, so we're banking on that. 193 is the nearest support I'm looking at, and it could potentially continue to move higher. I'm not even sure if it is going to revisit 193. Maybe like a week within the day, price will hit that level and then go up again. But my outlook here is more on the positive side. It could give us a continuation to the upside. Nickel, good bounce, solid green, foreign buying. I think this is a breakout for nickel, right? This used to be a resistance right here, and we have a solid green, so I'm thinking there is a continuation. You will see some more movements going up, and so if you want anywhere from 526 to 560 is still it's a breakout play here. Is this all-time high? Could be, yeah, 52-week high. So this stock is really on the bullish side, although for a position trader like me, I already find it a little bit expensive because it's already going up. It has gone up significantly, but there are also traders who like to trade momentum, and overall, once you see a stock breaking out of a resistance at the same time or at the 52-week high, then of course there's no resistance that could slow down, right? There are no resistances. Oh, there is, but on a 52-week high, we are already we've surpassed that. So we have to look at the next resistance. Let's see. Let's go to the monthly. You have to see the bigger picture so we will understand. So possibly we could be challenging this level right over here because there was a support at that level. So next possible resistance area would be 630. Let's see how far are we from that. We could be around 11% away. So I'm thinking we'll have a continuation. There's not even a wick here, so it's a solid green. So we could, who knows? There's a good volume foreign buying, so I'm not even sure. There could be a gap up that might happen, but definitely watch out around the 630 level because that's your nearest resistance. Let's check out the next one, AC. AC, I'd say we're still moving below the MA20 line. So I'm using the MA20 level as our resistance. So let's see if we are going to have a rejection as we go near the 837 level. At the moment, I'm plotting our support around the 812. So that is our support. So probably the safest outlook here is once this breaks out of the 600 or 837 level, then that's a much better movement there. So what we want to see is price starting over here. Okay, probably around that because currently it's still on the downtrend, right? So you want to break out of that trend line. So this right over here, once we start higher than 837, then that could be a good sign. Could be. You have a foreign buying that happened. So let's probably just wait for that confirmation then. BPI still a bit slow. We might test this level 79 area. We could be testing that area 79.55. That's the nearest support. Currently, it is respecting the MA20 line as our resistance. The nearer we, each time we go near the MA20 line, price is just rejecting it. So chances are it will drop, and we might see it. We'll see then. As we go near 79.55, we'll find out if the candlesticks are starting to become smaller and smaller. Volume is starting to become smaller and smaller, and then that could already mean that we are just stabilizing at this level, and then could probably create a bounce right there. C currently it has rejected the MA20 line, so if we don't start higher than 537 by tomorrow, then I'd say it might continue to drop. Okay, the weakness can continue if that's the case. 537 is currently the resistance at the moment. SM, just sitting at the MA20 line. We'll see by tomorrow if this is going to create a green. Probably if we have a green candlestick coming out or ending by tomorrow, then I can say that's a bounce. But if the sentiment is mostly happening below the 1047, then that's not a good story, because then that's a breakdown in the price. Because currently it's like 50-50. It's a support, yes, because it was previously a resistance over here, but sometimes support can break. So what you want to do here is to really wait for that sign that indeed we are bouncing at this level. See that? Consolidating right here, used to be a resistance right here. Resistance, so I think this area is going to be very significant. SMPH. Interesting. Let's try to see the weekly. Okay. What can we say here? Does it look like a flag pattern? I'm seeing a possible flag here. So probably if we see this continuing the movement to the upside, as you can see here, see that? So currently this is our support, 37.59. So what we want to see is price breaking out of this descending resistance that we have here. That's I don't know what you call this, a pennant. Flag pattern. Yeah. Images. Let's take a look at that. Resistance is declining. Okay. So just correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm seeing a possible pennant pattern here. So what we want to do is break out of this descending resistance. So this is your resistance on a decline. So we want to break out of that, and then we can say, okay, we will have a movement going up. So this is our support, 37.59. But a better entry is we break out of that resistance. Next is SECB. SECB, not looking good. on a weekly chart. Okay, this is a sign of 2 weeks straight. You already had a sign that it is going to drop, and we could experience some more profit taking because it has already climbed 6 weeks straight. We are on a bullish run, and currently, well, we're still sitting at a support on a daily chart here. So let's see if it is going to hold 132 level. That is our support area. It's still within the MA20 line, so we should not be breaking that. The moment you have a breakdown in the price, just know your risk levels. How much of a drop are you willing to take before you want to exit? However, if you are a long-term investor of this stock, look at it on a bigger picture. We have not fully recovered yet, right? Like BDO, we have not fully recovered yet. A lot of the banks that we currently have in the Philippines are still on a sale. Price levels are still considered to be cheap, right? So at one point back in 2017, or if you just want to consider the first quarter of 2020 before the lockdown happened, it was even around 191 level. If you can just probably haggle up to 161, that could already give you a around 24% gain, right? But of course, we want to also respect technicals because you could be able to get this at a much cheaper level, right? So at the moment, we're plotting our support at around 132 area. So if it holds right there, and if you, let's say, see a possible bounce at that level, then that could be a good sign. You could probably add more volume. I'm saying that because I'm anticipating that you have already established a good base right here, right? At least that's an area where you could add more volume. Ali. Ali is, let us see. I just see this price area as a resistance at the moment. For several days, we've been rejecting at this level, and we had a red today. I mean, last trading day. So what I can say is mostly a wait and see game here. That a much better outlook is when this price breaks out of the 41.93. That's a much better entry. And we're already halfway. I think if it breaks the MA20 line, I'd say stay on the sidelines for now because we could have breakdown in the price because take note, back in October up to December we are on a bullish movement, and people could be taking profit anytime soon here. Otherwise, if it breaks out of the 41.93, let's say it starts right here, then that's a different story. You have a breakout later. Okay, and then the next resistance could be around 44 because I see this. There you go. See that? Okay, so watch out. If it breaks the MA20 line, then people will be taking profit. Otherwise, if it starts higher than 41.93, that's a much better entry. Okay, I think that is it for this episode, guys. So just a reminder, whatever I share here, it's just my own outlook. I am assuming that you are also doing your research. You have your own indicators that you're using. I'm just somehow validating or just giving my own insights. I am not a financial advisor, so do your research, okay? Because that's your hard-earned money. And yeah, I do this every single day. You may drop a comment if you'd like me to review your stocks. And yeah, I hope you have a profitable day tomorrow and in 2021. By the way, guys, if you'd like to join my Patreon account, I have my link down below. And if you also would like to start trading the US market, I also have the eToro link down below. In the meantime, thank you and bye bye for now.